Hey everyone, welcome to the 4th episode of our new YouTube series, Mr.Beer Reviews, where we review craft beer, commercial beer, home brews, basically anything you can drink. We will review it that has alcohol in it.
Yeah, I was just gonna
We're not going to review like soda or water. That's boring stuff that you can party with. Today I'm joined by Zach, customer service and brewmaster, and Ashley, our customer service and brewmaster. Today we are drinking pumpkin beers. So hopefully after 5 of these, we can find the Great Pumpkin from Charlie Brown, and we'll be good to go.
We can crown the Great Pumpkin.
We can. That's a good episode, man. So the beers we have the Elysian Night Owl Pumpkin Ale. Is it Unita or Unita? What do you say?
Uinta.
Uinta?
Mm-hmm. It's the name of a mountain range.
You sure about that?
I
always called it Unita Brewing or Unita.
I'd go with Ashley's.
Okay, we'll go with what Ashley said. It's the Pumpkin Ale, O'Fallon Pumpkin Beer, the Southern Tier Pumking, and then Four Peaks Pumpkin Porter. So a decent range of pumpkin beers. So the first one we will crack into is the Elysian Night Owl Pumpkin Ale. I think this is like something you see every single holiday season, or not holiday season.
Out here at least.
So this has a beer advocate score of 86. It's actually a 6.7% beer, so it's a little
got some backbone.
on the heavy side. It's brewed with pumpkin puree and juice and spiced during conditioning with ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and allspice. They actually use roasted and raw pumpkin seeds in the mash, as well as they add them to the fermenter. They use pale Munich Carahel. I've never heard of that malt. C20, C45 Special B, and it's got Magnum hops. A whole plethora of stuff going on in there.
Yeah.
It smells like pumpkin beer.
It's a little on the sweet side, but it's good. It balances out.
It's got a nutmeg note right in the front, too.
And that's right on the palate right off, but then it kind of dissipates, and you get pumpkin and cinnamon and some of that depth from those seeds being roasted. And
Yeah, it's actually not a bad pumpkin beer.
not at all.
I'm really not offended by this whatsoever.
My inner white girl is going to love this beer tasting. I love pumpkin beers. We should have followed up with like a pumpkin spice latte episode where we reviewed different pumpkin spice lattes from around town. We could add alcohol in it.
I mean, how do you rate things that all kind of taste the same, though? Because I feel like pumpkin spice lattes don't have very much variance.
I don't know. I mean, I've had my fair share.
Have you? Okay, I'll take your word for it.
There's quite a difference. There's nothing like Ugg boots and jeans and pumpkin spice lattes.
Only if you wear that while we're doing the tasting.
So I better see you in Ugg boots tomorrow, sir.
Maybe it will be a Halloween edition. We can dress up.
Perfect.
I just need to find some hair before we do that.
Yeah.
Well, I plan to get a haircut here soon. So.
That was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one a lot.
A lot of times these beers can be really heavy-handed or really under, and this one is pretty balanced.
Yeah, I didn't mind that at all.
I don't think I would drink a bunch of them in a night, but as a single,
I think that's kind of the thing with like these like one-off beers, like pumpkin beers and stuff like that. They're not things that you drink a 6-pack of. It's things that you get and share in one, and you enjoy. Now we're on to the
Uinta.
I forgot how to say it. So
I'm pretty sure it's Like I said, it's a mountain range.
I would go with what you said versus what I'm saying.
that's always the safe bet.
Yeah. So this is a pumpkin ale. This actually has the lowest score out of any beer we've had so far on this show. It's got a 78 on Beer Advocate, so not super good reviews on this guy. 5% ABV, so lower. It's got Victory malts, Munich, and C60. Columbus hops. It's got nutmeg, cinnamon, and pumpkin. That is it. I feel like the aroma is not there like the other one was.
No,
not at all.
This one has very little of the flavors. They went on the safe and sound path.
I can't even taste pumpkin.
I get hops and Victory malt out of this more than anything.
It just tastes like a good ale.
I was going to say, it's not a great pumpkin beer, but it's a heck of a good ale.
If they would reclassify, that'd be a really good beer.
Yeah.
I guess when you're going for pumpkin, it's...
Yeah, this would be a disappointment if you were expecting something like that Elysian.
Yeah.
But it's a good beer. It just doesn't...
That was a really good beer. Maybe they just forgot the pumpkin in this bottle.
They did a good job on the malt bill, though. It's really nice.
They're pretty colored.
One thing I've always noticed about Unita beers too is they all have a similar aroma. Almost every single one of them, regardless of which beer it is. They're different, but they all kind of have this like familial thing that happens with all of them.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like a unique.
Yeah, it's like a signature
Some
kind
in
of.
the water or something.
I think they may use common hops maybe as a base in all their beers.
Yeah. What do they
I haven't
use?
quite put my finger on it
So
yet.
they use Columbus in this one. Yeah. It's not bad. It's a good ale.
They did one a few years ago called, they don't make it anymore, but it was called Freeform IPA, and it was an incredible beer. So
Well, the beer is well made. It's
Yeah.
just not very flavorful in the
See
pumpkin
if there's
regard.
a bottle date on here, but so maybe it's old, but I don't know.
It looks like it's stamped on the bottom there. Best before.
What's best before February? So
Just
that's
before.
for that.
Yeah.
So we're in the range, I guess.
I think they just took a very moderate approach. That's a pumpkin beer for people that don't like pumpkin that much.
That one you could drink
Yeah.
a 6-pack of because
If you don't like
That's-
pumpkin beers at all, you could drink that beer.
and just say you
know it.
Yeah.
Just say you had pumpkin beers. All right, so now we have the O'Fallon pumpkin beer. The only one in a can. I thought it was a cool can design, so props to them on that one. This has a beer advocate score of 83, 5.6% ABV. They said this one is a heavy hitter pumpkin. I'm going to read their description. So they said, we use so much real pumpkin in our mash that it adds hours to the lauter, but the results are incredible. We season our beer with fresh cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove to give it a wonderful seasonally beer. It's uncanny pumpkin pie in a bottle taste. They use pale malt, white wheat, and caramel 90 and cluster hops. It's very clear.
Yeah,
This one's
Smell it.
that long louder, they paid off.
yeah. I mean, it's a smooth, balanced version. It has more than the Unita, but definitely less than the Elysian.
Yeah, it's right in the middle.
Got some roast to it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the
If you like-
pumpkin comes
If
through
you
more.
like light pumpkin beer, this would be a good light pumpkin beer.
Absolutely.
I think most of these are pretty widely available too, distributed throughout the country. So
What crystal malts are in there? I know you said at least a couple.
this one is pale malt, white wheat, and caramel 90.
Okay.
Okay.
I can smell that 90 in there. That's that roastiness.
Look how light it is though too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't mind that one at all. It's not bad.
Yeah, and this one has just that little bit. You know, it's a pumpkin beer, but it's not smacking you in the face.
Yeah.
A little bit of body too. Like it really doesn't disappoint that way.
No,
Yeah, good. Like some.
it's not a bad beer. It's interesting how they're all different. Just like we learned last week at the Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
For sure.
Completely different.
We didn't know how much uniqueness there was going to be among that bunch, but there was actually like a lot
They're
of
all
difference.
remotely
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
And these have all been completely different. And then you get to drink all the beers in the world and figure out what you like.
Oh darn! Let's get started.
We got a job to do. We got 5,000 more episodes to go. So
This almost reminds
we're
me
young.
of a cider a little bit.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
not
can
sure
see
if it's
that.
like this the cinnamon and nutmeg combo.
It might
yeah.
be, yeah.
because they got cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove.
Yeah.
They said it's like fresh, not.
Not in a bad way, not in like an
Yeah.
off flavor way,
Right.
but it
Yeah, but like
just makes me think of, oh, cider.
It's that time of year.
It is. There you go.
All right, so now this one I've had before. We're moving on to Southern Tier Pumking.
Sounds good.
This is a good beer. This has got a beer advocate score of 92, so the highest rated on the bunch. It's a big old beer at 8.6%. It's an imperial pumpkin. Their description, they describe exactly what they use. It's ale yeast, 2 varieties of hops, 2 varieties of malt, pumpkin, and spices. So I guess we can figure it out as we go. It's always my favorite thing. Like, we use yeast and malt. And you're like, okay.
You're like,
That's a good start.
cool.
Cool. And I assume there's pumpkin in there.
That tells me nothing.
this one smells hot.
Wow.
This one you smell the alcohol first.
Yeah.
I can tell by the way it poured that it's strong. It's like, blip, here I
Smells
am.
like if you were to get like a pumpkin pie, like the vanilla extract, you know, that has that small.
Yes.
Yep. The with
Yeah.
Almost has like a crusty character to it.
Caramel kind of comes through too.
There's biscuit malt in there.
It's actually, it's like weird because that pumpkin like hits you right away and then just
It's gone.
it's gone. And it's just like alcohol.
That's the alcohol,
Yeah.
boys. It's a solvent.
Yeah, but it doesn't beat you up either though. It's not like all you taste is the booze. It's just this
So
spiced, and then it's gone.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
it's not bad.
not my favorite amongst this crowd. But
No.
it's. I mean, it's not a bad beer.
I'm really intrigued by this crust character that's in here. They did a good job of it.
Because it's like the pie. You're getting like pie with the crust because you're getting that biscuity crust flavor.
And you said they don't tell you exactly which malt. Did they say how many varieties? of
Two.
malt? Two?
Yeah, two.
I don't know if I believe that.
Sneaky.
Two varieties of hops, and pumpkin and spices. Very descriptive.
Mm.
Not terrible.
No, I mean for an imperial, it's fairly well
I feel
balanced.
like an
and-
imperial pumpkin ale is a hard thing to try and pull off.
yeah.
But this is always like, because I've seen this one every year during this time of year, and it's always one of like the highest rated pumpkin beers. And it could just be because it's like 8.6%, so you drink it, you're like, that was great.
This is the most amazing thing I've ever had.
And you just give it an awesome review, and
Give me
you're like,
another
that was great.
one.
I would drink
I'll
another
review
one of
it
those.
again.
And then, that's why maybe people are meaning to type like 29, and they just type 92.
I wouldn't say it's a 29, but
You know what though? This beer's a warmer.
I
This
bet.
is one that's
I
gonna
bet
get.
like, once
Yeah.
we finish these later, I bet it'll taste totally different. 'Cause I
Yeah.
think we had that, was it last week or the one before, with one of the beers that we tried after it sat for a while. No, it was the first one we did with the triple.
yeah,
And that one, because that was like a 10, 11% that sat for a while, and then we went back, and it was
it was actually
completely different.
drinkable and relaxed.
Not death in the bottle.
Yeah, I bet you could let this one warm
Yeah,
up and
this
get a
is a
whole
warmer.
another experience out of it.
That was pretty good though.
Drink more, it'll get better.
Yeah.
I think I'll finish the 3 and then drink the other one, and then we'll see what
I'll
happens.
rate them up at 99 and good to go.
A 99, and we'll be good to go. Yeah,
That was 92.
it was 92, but I think
But
besides
when we're done,
it'll be a 99.
It'll be 99.
Because I think between that and then we had one last week that was one of the wine safars, like a 94. And
yeah.
those are kind of the biggest ones we've had, or the best reviewed ones we've had. I should try to find like the 99 and see what you do a tasting of Beer Advocate 99 reviews.
Yeah.
I've actually never had this one. So this is a brewery out of Phoenix, Arizona, Four Peaks Pumpkin Porter. Have you had this? Here's how close it tastes to our pumpkin porter recipe.
Yeah. Well, back in New England, the pumpkin beers are almost all dark beers.
Yeah.
We don't do a lot of light beers with pumpkin just
Yeah.
because you need the calories to stay alive in the winter.
That's true.
But,
Gotta build that layer.
oh yeah.
So this one has a Beer Advocate score 84, ABV of 5.1%, so very light. It says this frightfully tasty porter combines all the things that make a great pumpkin pie: nutmeg, allspice, ground clove, and a little ginger and pumpkin. That's all we got.
So I got some roasty malts in there.
Yeah.
I actually, I'm into this one.
This is what I'm used to tasting when it comes to pumpkin beer. Because you get the roast up front, but then it kind of fades away with some spice.
Yeah. I feel like I don't like the roast. Yeah, it's just too roasty.
It's two in the front for you,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it like hits you just, it's like the first thing that hits you is just that roast, and
Yeah.
that's,
He
It's a
wasn't
porter.
ready.
yeah.
I dig it.
Mhm.
It's definitely a porter.
Yeah, that's true. And you don't see a lot of dark pumpkin beers on
This side.
this side of where it's hot, because it's still 105 today. So everyone else is fall and we're in shorts and t-shirts.
I feel like this is a good, like, if you were going to drink a porter when it's hot, this is not a bad option.
No, it's not thick. It's not cloying. It's still easy to drink.
Yeah.
Coming out of Phoenix, but they understand how
Yeah,
that's important.
you need that in the second half of summer in October, November.
Well, I think in general, my experience with Four Peaks is that pretty much all of their beers are highly crushable. They're not real heavy, they're full of flavor, most
Yeah,
of
they're killed
them,
with beer
but
and
they're
all that
easy
stuff.
to drink.
Yeah.
So,
That's true. All right, what was your favorite one out of the bunch?
I'd probably have to go with the Four Peaks.
Yeah.
It's the only porter in the mix, and I like the dark beer.
Wow.
There it is.
I cannot make a definitive decision to save my life, but sorry, except not really. The Uinta is probably going to be my favorite, and I just like how understated everything is because I really like Uinta beer, so I'm okay with not having like
overblown pumpkin taste.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then I really like the Four Peaks one too.
Like the Elysian, so it was heavy pumpkin.
Yes.
It was.
Which is what I expected in a pumpkin beer.
When you want a pumpkin beer, that's probably the one you want to go for.
Yep.
So it was
That one
heavy
made your
pumpkin.
basic happy.
It did. I truly enjoyed it. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in making beers like these, we actually have a pumpkin porter recipe that is really, really good. Head on over to Mr.Beer.com and get yourself a beer kit to get started. We have an exclusive offer for listeners of this channel where you get 20% off any of our 2-gallon beer making kits. All you have to do is create an account and use the coupon code MrBeer-TV. We'll throw it up somewhere above our heads here. MrBeer-TV, MrBeer-TV. You guys make it harder for me to throw it up right before you
I know. That's the point.
If you do not create an account, the code will not work. All the details will be in the description for this video. If you have any questions, just give our customer service team a call or give us a chat and we will help you guys out. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms just by searching at Mr. Beer. And we'll talk to you guys next time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.